Hello everybody, it's Anne from Anne's Stampin' Up. Time to make another card on a nice snowy afternoon here in Simcoe, Ontario. I'm an independent demonstrator here in Simcoe, and if you live in Canada and you don't have your own demonstrator, you can shop with me. You can reach me at stampsandtea@gmail.com, or my demonstrator website is stampsandtea.stampinup.net. So the stamp set, or the suite that we're going to use today, is actually in the annual catalogue, page 78-79. The suite is called He's the Man. It comes with beautiful DSP, the stamps, the dies, some rustic adhesive dots to finish off your cards, and there's lots of samples, lots of samples here that you can copy, copy and share. Also, if you did purchase the suite, you would spend $94, and you could then pick a free item from the Celebration catalogue, one of the $60 items, and they're all beautiful items. So talk to your demonstrator about that. Let me just pop this out of the way and I'll show you the suite. This suite's a little bit different. It comes with your regular, of course, DSP, Designer Series paper, in all sorts of patterns and colours. This one's all early espressos and Cajun craze, and there's a little bit of crushed curry in there and some soft succulent. But what it also has in this suite is 2 sheets of, they're not exactly stickers, but they're items to punch out. They all punch out. They're all sort of pre-punched for you. You just have to sort of press them out of the way, out of the card and everything. All sorts of things, like for camping, and guys who do work with the hands, hammers and, I say spanners, hammers and wrenches and things, camping, barbecuing, all manly stuff. So we are going to use stickers from this page today to make our card. You've got a nice stamp set with nice sentiments and things on. You've got a set of dies that work really well. I have already cut out the parts I'm going to use. Just to save time, I've punched them out. See, this shape here is this piece here, this die here, and I punched 2 out of early espresso and 2 out of Sahara sand, and they're going to go on the inside of the card. But that's quite a bit to this card today, so I thought I'd punch the parts out and get everything cut ahead of time, ready just to assemble this card. Okay, this piece here that we're going to stamp on the front of the card is actually this piece here. We're going to use, let me look, this Looking Sharp, You're a Champ, You Did It, and the hammer and the wrench for the to go on the card, and we're going to stamp on this piece and put it on the front of the card. So let me pop that out of the way. We've got this is the paper we're going to use on the front of the card. So this piece is early espresso and a lighter brown on the back, and it has diamonds on the back, but on the front it has a nice little pattern, non-directional pattern. You could use it this way, you can use it this way. We are going to use it as a portrait type, and the card base itself is early espresso. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. The piece for the front is 5 1/4 by 4, and I have 2 pieces of Very Vanilla for the inside. Now I'm going to put a piece here and a piece here on the inside for a change. So that's that. I've got a strip of crushed curry, which is 1.5 by 8.5, and it is scored at 2 1/8, 4 1/4, and 6 3/8. And then I've got the pieces that I told you I had already punched out using the die, and I have some parts from the sticker sheet. We're going to call it a sticker sheet. But first of all, we're going to stamp on this piece here in Early Espresso, and we're going to use the stamp from the set that says "To the Man Who Does Everything." And I can already see that that stamp is not straight on the block, so let me just straighten it up. There, that looks a little better. So we're going to stamp this on here. Oh. We're going to go a little bit higher than in the center, just because I'm going to put an arrow on there. That looks good. That's how it works. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. So we'll just put that out of the way. And we're going to close up the stamp pad because we're finished with it. So put that over there. This says "To the Man Who Does Everything," has a couple of tiny little hammers and a couple of wrenches. This is going to go on the front of the card. And honestly, we're going to start putting the card together right now. So we just need some adhesive. We've got some Stamp and Seal. We've got some Stamp and Seal here. We're going to put this piece on the front of the card. And this really is a nice versatile set for a man. As I say, it's got a little bit of everything in there. Barbecues, camping, tool work, whatever the main man in your life does. We're just going to put this on the front. We've got about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. There we go. Just like that. This is going to go on the front just like this, and out of the parts I punched out, I found a nice arrow in a Cajun Craze colour, and I'm going to put that just like that. So let me just put this down here. There it goes. We just put that right in the center, I think. And it looks like a piece of torn paper on this edge, and this edge is punched, so it looks like you've torn it out of your spiral notebook, you know. I think I might pop the arrow up on, well, let's have a look. Do I want to pop that up on a dimensional or two, or do I not? Oh sure, why not? Let's just make sure that dimensional fits. No, it doesn't. We turn this dimensional so that it fits, or you know what I'll do? I'll use some mini dimensionals. There we go. They can go on there like that. And then I'll be able to get another mini dimensional at the top, you see, so that'll give that some support. So I'll put 2 mini dimensionals on the very bottom and 1 on the top. I'm just going to pop that on there, just pointing to the man who does everything. There. So on the inside, we've got 2 pieces of Very Vanilla that we're going to just pop down one either side. There's 2. There. Then I have this piece. This is my crushed curry, which I scored at 2 1/8, and then I turned this piece around and did it 2 1/8 from this side. Then I turned it over and scored on the other side at 4 1/4, and now I can fold mountain, valley, mountain, so that it sits like that. So you've got mountain, valley and mountain, okay? And it's going to go, I'm going to fold it closed and I'm going to put it on one side of my card like that, almost to the edge of the Very Vanilla, or right to the edge of the Very Vanilla. Then when I flip this piece over, I'll be able to just sort of lie it down. And I'm going to use Stampin' Seal Plus for this because I don't want this to come out. I'm going to line this up right against the edge of the Very Vanilla, right in the center from top to bottom. And I'm just going to eyeball it. Let me just move this piece out of the way so I can see the edge of my card. It's going to go right about there. Okay, and that way, by doing that, it means when you close the card, if you're not perfectly lined up on your creases and your edges, it doesn't stick out over the edge of the card. So then I'm going to turn the card, fold this down, put my Stampin' Seal on the other side, hold it down, close the card, and when I open the card it sits like that. Just a little extra detail on the inside. Now there's two ways this could have been done. I could have put all of these pieces onto this first, but I didn't, and it's not wrong not to do it. It's entirely up to you. So we've got two dark brown or early espresso shapes like this and two in Sahara sand, and I'm going to put this piece on here like this and this piece on here like this because that's the Sahara sand on the dark. Then I have the dark on the Sahara sand. And I've got a hammer and a wrench there that I'm going to sort of pop like that so it fills in the space. You could put them straight if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you. I'm just going to overlap them a little bit like that. Okay, so they are just going to go down flat, straight down onto the onto the back, onto the background piece. Just tuck that in, got a little bit of showing there, and I just want to line this right up in the center of this piece. This adhesive is a little bit too wide for this, so I should have maybe used liquid adhesive to put this piece down. Let me just tuck the ends of the adhesive in because you can always roll it back onto itself and then you won't see it. Right. And this is going to go on the other Sahara sand piece. Just like that. Let me see, what can I do? I'm going to put a dab of liquid glue on the back of there just to make sure it's held in place. There. And that just means it won't get caught and it won't slide off the page and everything. So there's that. So then I've got this. I think I might just continue with the liquid glue actually. Just a circle in the middle, and this is going to be mounted on the piece of early espresso. Really, liquid glue is a better way to do this because I can slide it up and down and get it positioned where I want it. And the last one. There. And you did it. And then these 4 pieces are going to be mounted on the 4 sections of the crushed curry. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, so again I could use liquid glue, and I'm just going to put a strip across the middle like that, there, and then this one is going on this side. There. Yep, and then I've got these two. Now these two I'll have to be a little bit careful with, because as I say, I forgot to do this part first. Would have been easier to do this part first, because then I could have laid my strip out flat on my table, which I forgot to do. So I'm just going to line this up as best I can. I'm looking at the rounded parts of my shape, my background shape. Whoops. Making sure that's in the middle and still moves. And this one is going to go here. So you see, I'm sort of looking at the rounded corners on this background piece. There. So they should close nicely like that. We press down firmly. And hopefully when I open the card they all stay in place. There. Now we've got some, as I say, some burnished, no, let me think, rustic metallic adhesive backed dots. We could put 2 or 3 on here just to finish it off. I think we will, and I think because it's a manly card we're okay to go with the bigger, sort of heavier, clunkier dots. One there and one there. There. That opens nicely. So there it is, one really quick card using the DSP and the stickers from the He's All That suite. That's the sheets of stickers, absolutely loads of stickers you get. But there it is, there's my card, it's my own design. Got a little bit of fancy inside, and the reason for putting the 2 pieces of very vanilla is so that you've still got somewhere to write in there. You know, you need a little bit of lighter cardstock because you couldn't write on the early espresso. So there it is, one last look there. If you want to copy and share, please do so, I don't mind at all. And if you sell your cards, please put the Stampin' Up Angel stamp on the back, which just says all the supplies used were Stampin' Up supplies. Thanks for watching everybody, have a great week, see you next week, bye.